Good day, trade with Zay. Today it is 420. Happy 420, April 20th, 2022. And we're on Wednesday right now, and yeah, let's just get it going, man. Yesterday, wasn't a great day of trading because I tried trusting my trades a little too much, overextended myself, and even though I liked what happened, we had clear break of structures to the downside here. Everything looked, we had a break of structure here. If not, then we had a break of structure here. So I feel like, I had the right idea. I just didn't execute. And I should have seen this right here. This is a clear level of support, resistance, support that should have been recognized. But I didn't see it. So at that point, we seen that there was a huge rejection, an engulfing candle right here that matched the size of this one. So once I seen that, I thought for sure price would go ahead and shoot up to the upside, and obviously it didn't. Took a loss, or shoot down to the downside, but obviously it didn't. Took off. And another key factor from what I seen was that Johnson & Johnson and the NASDAQ, and Netflix, bulk of those guys had their earnings drop yesterday. Their earning reports dropped yesterday. So and they came back expected better than normal, and I think that had a really big effect on what the market did yesterday as well. So yeah, you got to learn from those moments. Now I know on earnings days, and I hear that some FTMO traders and big time traders, they try to stay away from those earnings days just because it can be a little bit unpredictable. But going back to the charts, price shot up, 300 pips down there. Let's see what it exactly shot up. 838, about 400 pips. So after that, price pushed up, and right before it closed, it rejected a key ILC that we took a sell off of last week. Rejected it again and shot down, close to 160 pips, right? Huge drop, but price also stayed on top of this ILC that I was expecting it to go ahead and use as a resistance again. Used it as support, right? Boom, 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 and pushed up overnight during the London pre-New York sessions. So now what I'm seeing, I'm just doing the wick from the most recent high to the most recent, most recent low to the most recent high. And what I'm seeing here is possibly a, it's kind of hard for me to say. I don't think I'd necessarily take the trade. Well, let me just go ahead and show you. So we have the ILCs here, right? This is a 15-minute, 50-minute ILC right here. And I think it could come off of this area right here just because we have, a bit of resistance. Maybe it turns to support. I'll go ahead and... So this was a key level that we used, right? Well, that I used. And you can see why. But I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Go ahead and get that out of there. And so we have a little bit clear of a picture here. Just the areas that's been respected. So I think possibly price could come down here to the 61.8%. And the reason I like that is this 5-minute ILC right here. Now it's not strong with the confirmations, but I think with the 15-minute 50 EMA, as well as the, hold on a second. We're going to buy off of these as well, so these are buy ILCs. This was obviously used as a support level at this point, right? So I could see these different things happening right here. These many different things happening right here. Now my buddy, he actually likes the buy off of this area, but I think it's a little bit too high. And I'm going to actually let him know, now that I'm looking at the chart, I do think it's a bit too high for this to be a buy area. We know price is sold off in these areas, respected these areas. but I think it possibly is a bit too much to buy from. So I think yeah. Now one thing we could see is we could see. Let me see here. So essentially what I'm seeing is, right, higher high, higher high, lower low, broke below here, but also during this time period of consolidation, price broke the high right here and broke structure to the upside, creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now where's it going? And this area that it's bouncing off of, this is the weekly S2R. So I really like this level, and you know, I would take a sell from here, but I just don't want to do those things like where I'm taking sells from these levels, and you know, we're not too sure exactly where it's going. You know what I mean? Even though it's up about 36 pips right now, just not too sure where it's going. So this is one of those days where I'm gonna mess with small lots just because we don't have a lot of confirmations to take these trades. But I think I do want to go ahead and see price come down to the 61.8%. And if it doesn't, if it bounces up top right here, I'll go ahead and let that be. It is a strong resistance. You got the 5-minute 50 EMA right there, 15-minute 20 EMA, right? So you see it right here that it could come down, reject this and push up. I don't know if I'd like to take that though, just being honest. It's a little too high for me. It's above the 50%. And this IOC right here is even above the 50%. So I don't think that's something that I would take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments right there if you guys see something different, and you know, we'll go from there. But I think I like this buy right here is my area, and we'll see if price will actually give it back to us. And I'll let you guys know if I'm jumping in or not jumping in. You can see right here it's kind of using this resistance and support right here, right off the 20 EMA. So we'll see what price gives us. If you guys see anything different, if you guys see something that you don't quite like, let me know. Yeah, let's keep this one a little bit tight, and we'll see what price gives us. We'll go about 27 pips. And I could see it going something like this. If not, just matching these highs right here would be a big thing. So, let's see. Still a 1 to 3, even if it broke structure right here, right? Let's say they call it a break of structure and then it pushes up, but I still like it. So I think this is something that I'd be waiting for. So I just let my buddy know right now, I like to take this trade a little bit more than I like to take this trade, just because this is pretty high up. This is, you see the 50% retracement would be down here. So this is up at like towards 25%, about halfway through. So I don't think that's a trade that I would take up here. Even though it looks good, I just think it's too high. It's not enough retracement up there for me. So I don't think I'm going to take this up here. I really do like this one right here. We have a 5-minute, 3-minute, 1 minute, right, on the IOC here. And then with the 15-minute 50 EMA, I think that's another reason to take the trade. You can see it right here. Put it down like that. And we'll see what price gives us. Coming towards open, we got about 3.5 minutes left, so I wouldn't say that this is necessarily a huge trade. I mean, we could see a break of structure up here, but I think, you know, when you go on these smaller time frames, it's really hard to say. Because what do we got? Higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. So we could have the breaker structure up here. Right? Then it broke the low again. Let's just see right here actually. Yeah, this looks clean too actually. I like this one. But it looks like price might just fly from here. We'll see. You see how it's using this as a rejection area right here? I kind of like this too. This is a big area right here, this EMA. Using this as a support, right? This is the EMA that it fell off from earlier in the day. Right here, boom, fell. Another IOC that it used. Alright, let's see. Let me do something real quick and I'll be right back. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Alright, let's see. Looks like it's making its way up a little bit. Kind of like this sell right here, just because even though it's on a smaller time frame, I feel like, you know, these are definitely a break of structure right here, especially at the weekly support to resistance. I might be willing to take this risk. Let's call it a 33 pip stop loss. If it makes it back up there, I think I'd be willing to take that risk. So let's see. Market opened up. Still somewhere using that area as like a resistance to support. Now it might use this 50 EMA right here. I just don't know if I take the trade right here. So that's the 5-minute 50 EMA right there. Hasn't quite touched it yet, but man, that's a big rejection right there. Huge rejection right there. Wow, didn't even touch it. Got close. Now, I don't know if I take the trade like this anymore because this is a huge rejection, right? Oh shit. See, this is a manipulation at its finest right here. See how it's rejecting it? Let's see. Still rejecting it. I feel like that's a big push though. See how it's still moving in there? I don't have any trades in there yet, but I just want to see how much it's going to reject that. Still rejecting it. Alright. I put a sell in. I'm in there now. Let's see if it gives us what we want. got in there late, but you know, let's see. I'm in at a 254. Just a small one, just because I got in a little late, so we'll see exactly what it gives us right here if it makes its way down. I'm not going to let what's been happening to me. I've been trying to let my trades go a little bit, you know, without moving my stops to break even when they push out, but just considering what's been going on the last few weeks, I'm like, fuck it. I got to move my stops to break even. I'd rather, you know, break even than not. You know what I mean? So this is key right here. Is it going to reject this 50 EMA again? Let's see. Looks like it is, right? Me, this is a risk-free trade. So if I don't make any money right here, I'm fine with that. But yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's see if it can break through. So here it is tapping the 5-minute 50 EMA right now. I think we have a good chance to break it, but let's see. You know what I mean? Got in late on this trade. This was the original trade idea. And I'm in about right here. See if it could stay under, right? We got to see it stay below here and just continue to keep pushing down. That's our goal. Use that as resistance and keep coming down. Because this is still showing respect to the 50 EMA on a bigger time frame. So we want it to come down from here. Again, this is a risk-free trade because we are not holding, or because we moved our stops to break even. Not going to let that happen again, truthfully. It looks like it has a good amount of force behind it to come down, but it still hasn't broke the 50 EMA right here. This is still respect being shown. So on the bigger time frame, this is still love right here. So don't necessarily like it. If it flies up right here, then, you know, like that, fuck. Yeah, that's a little bit too high of a push for me and my liking, but let's see. I'm up about $90 right now. Let's see if it can stay down. Sheesh, it's not staying down. We need this to finish bearish, because if it finishes bullish, then it's giving it a shot. We want it to finish like that, right? Where we see a full bear candle right here. Now we can make our way down. And now this is a big area of interest, right? And I think we're up about 54 pips right now. Big area, but this is a key level for me right here too that it just bounced off of. On my MT4 I have 192 as a key level. You know what, that's a big level right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my profits just to secure them. Was able to secure about 132 on that trade right there. If it comes down some more, that's fine. I just felt like you know, maybe I'm going a little bit against the trend right now. Even though on the smaller time frames we've seen the break of structure, we've seen this trade happen. You know, let's just secure dollars right now. So I was able to get about 51 pips, I believe. Shit, it flew up a little bit higher. Caught it up here. What was that? So it still might come down, but I cut it $132 about 3. I can't do math in the morning like that, but you see how it's kind of rejecting this area? This could be a key zone right here for price to go ahead and reject. But I'm not going to wait around and look for it. Now, if price comes down to our area right here, I'm still going to be looking to buy. So I like this area before, but I just think on the grand scheme of things, it's a little too high up. And if price wants to keep this uptrend going, I think it needs to respect these lows, right? So that's the only thing I'm a little worried about. So we'll see if it comes back down again. And, you know, if it does, then I think we have a clear break of structure, right? Because if price breaks this, then I think we do have a clear break of structure to the downside. But I think we still could catch this move here, this buy, and see it push up to the upside right here. So I think that's something that we could see, definitely. See how it's respecting that? I wouldn't want to quite put in a buy right there, like I said, just because it's a little too high up for my liking. But let me see here. It is showing a lot of respect right here, though. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. There's about a minute left on this 5 minute candle. So this is actually good right here in terms of price coming down. You see the exhaustion, each wick is getting shorter than the last. And yeah, we could see it come down. I could see it falling right here. Using this level that it used as resistance, 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 now using it as resistance again. So I could see it push down from here. This is just a key level that it's sitting in between right here. The IOC and the IOC to buy from, and the IOC, the sell-off IOC. So you can see why price is wicking out here and wicking up here. So there's a key level right here. We'll see what price does. Another protection that it has is this 5 minute 50 EMA. It could use this as well as a resistance and continue to come down. So that's another option. You can see it's starting to come now. There it goes. There it goes. And there it goes. So let's see what kind of weight it's moving right here on the see what it does here. This would be a 62% retracement right here. Remember, don't buy automatically, even though sometimes that's a good thing to do, because you just get in and you either risk it or you don't. There's a lot of momentum coming down right now, so we'll see what price gives us right here. So that first trade hit for like I only had a 0.03 in there just because my original bias is still a buy. So I went a little bit smaller on the lot size, but I was able to clear about 132 on that trade. And let's see what price gives us at this point right here. There's about 4 confirmations to take this trade. The 5 minute, or 5 confirmations, the 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute IOCs, right, in this area. You can see the 1 minute IOC down here. So you could wait for it to come down to here too. And you definitely minimize your risk to reward ratio, right? If you're down here, you could do something like this. But we have the 1, the 3, and the 5 minute. That's 3 confirmations right there. We have the 15 minute 50 EMA, 4 confirmations. And then we have the 62%. It's in the golden zone area. So let's see what happens right here. See, that's a big candle, so I wouldn't take it off of this candle. I want to see what the next candle does, right? So I'm not in the trade yet, and you see how it's already respecting it. Already showing some respect right here, right? So you can jump in if you want. When the candle's this big, I usually don't like to take the trade on this candle that it's on right now, even if it pushes all the way up. I usually don't, just because it has to cover all that, right? That's a 21 pip candle. So not in the trade yet. I'd like to see this candle finish like this, and then we could go ahead and enter. But we'll see. It might just push up right here. It's turning bearish. I'm not in the trade yet. Waiting to see what it can possibly give us. See that? How it looks like it wants to push down a little bit more. Still not in the trade yet, so let's see. Still not in the trade, so this might not be it. So that would have stopped this out, and that's why I don't take the trade off of a big 20 pip candle like that, because you got to see how momentum is kind of moving price right now. It's pushing pretty heavy to the downside. So you want to see the candles get smaller as they come down, and then you could start to see, okay, now it's respecting this area. But I mean, it's still in the golden zone. It's kind of hitting this resistance to support that's right here, but it's still pretty strong to the downside. So we might actually see price come down to this level right here and possibly use it as support. Just gotta wait and see. Still moving, so that's why I don't like just hopping into the trade right here, for this exact reason. Finishing off, got about 44 seconds, and this is, remember, this is the last minute of the 5-minute and the 15-minute candles. So it looks like this was the actual trade of the day right here. This one could have been at potentially $119. I would have been happy with $360 for the day, truthfully. So something I gotta see, but you know, we don't know. We don't know what the market's doing. I wasn't expecting price to shoot up like this and create higher highs and higher lows. So we'll see right here. But this is a key level, right? A lot of resistance. Now it's kind of using the support. But let's see. I think this level right here is something to look at. We could even see price. What the NASDAQ likes to do for breakout traders is break these lows and then fly back up to a sell-off area right here. Definitely not taking a buy right here. I would definitely wait for it to come down here if I do. Or let's see here. If we see something like this, I would take this sell up here, this ILC. Oh, wait a minute, this is a 1-minute chart. Let's see. It's a 3-minute. I don't know if it's a 5-minute though. No 5-minute here. That's the bad part. It's a 3-minute, 2 confirmations in terms of the ILC, 50% retracement, which it could do, right? It's already broken structure for sure. We know that. Even on the 5-minute, and I believe even on the 15-minute, it broke structure. It broke the higher low. So I definitely think we could see a retracement up here and price fall down. It looks like it still wants to come down. Little double tweezer bottom. that, coming back down. Yeah, so this was the trade right here. Had about a 22 pip stop loss. We hit about one to two, but this was the trade right here. We could have hit about 130 pips and been okay. So that's where I got to work on my shit. And look at that, starting to push up, right? So I would consider taking a trade right here. If price retraces back up to the zone, I would definitely consider taking a trade right here. The 62%, the 50 ILC. Let's see. Damn. Yep, still flying down. Seen that happening. Man, I just seen right here Netflix. I don't know how their earnings came back stronger than normal yesterday from what I've seen, and that's why price pushed up the way it did. But after hours yesterday, shares fell more than 17% after it showed that they've lost more than 2 million subscribers, or 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter of the year. So that's a big jump right there, or fall. So you can see price kind of showing respect here to the support, right? As soon as it touched it, showed respect to the support level. I wouldn't take any buys right here though, just because I'd wait for the sell, for the retracement up, and then the sell off. And I actually like this a little bit more, closer to the 61%. The ILCs get a little bit closer to the 61%. So this is the trade I'd be looking for shortly. What can I do with myself? You know something that I got to learn too? On keeping this trade right here. Obviously this wasn't here before. The 20 EMA wasn't this low, this obvious. But at first, we seen the crossover right here. It always happens on the 1 minute first, then it'll happen on the 5 minute. But once you see the crossover right here, you see the setup. This is something that I got to start teaching myself and learning for myself, is once you see the crossover and the setup, well, now you got to look at, I don't even have it right, like right there. Let's just call it like that. Once you have the crossover, the setup, the rejection, and you're in it right here, you got to know, okay, let me just hold on to this trade and let's see it come down to at least our buy zone, which would have significantly pushed our price up, right? Or our profits up. So that's something I got to look for on the next one, but we'll see. And you can see price use this level as support, right? Pushing up from it, but it could reject right here. I want it to come up here, and then I'll take the trade. And you've seen that. That's why you can't really take these buys right here, because you could see it just come down here. I mean, I want it to come up here. I do, so I could take that extra trade right there. Move this up. Approaching sell off. So hopefully, look at that. And this is where it gets a lot of people. This is where it used to get me a lot, is I'd see this and I'm like, oh shit, it took 2 candles to match this one. Put in a buy right here, right? You have your stop loss right here. So let's say you put in a buy right here. Whoops. And look at that thing fall. Let's say you put a buy in right here, right? Because you see price respecting the support. You put a buy in. You have your stop loss right below this wick. Your target's right here. And this is why you don't do that. You know what I mean? Because you got price possibly take you out again, and no, you don't want that. Look, it could respect it again, but realistically, if you want to have a chance, you would need something like that, and you don't want to do that. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to do that, and I had to learn the hard way a few times. Shit, I learned the hard way yesterday just from over trusting trades. You know what I mean? You just got to trust your gut. Start. One thing that I did yesterday was I was trying to trust what I seen on the screen instead of trusting my intuition. And there's like a really fine line between that shit, truthfully. There's a really, really fine line between those things. Because sometimes the charts might tell you one thing, but your intuition is saying, you know what, I think it is a buy. Even though the charts are showing us a sell, it keeps rejecting the zone. 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, 4 rejection. You got to start listening to the charts too. Yeah, the setups are sell-offs, but you got to listen to what price is telling you. And that intuition was lost yesterday, so, you know, it is what it is. You lose money in this shit. You know, all the best traders in the world, they all lose money. It's just how little they lose in comparison to how much they win. So, you know, it is what it is. And that could be why price is dropping right now. I don't know. Because of this news that Netflix lost 200,000 subscribers. Still showing respect right there, right? See if it can make its way. Now this is looking a little bit clearer to me at this point, right? Now I really want to take this trade. So let's see if it can go up. That's the biggest thing. Is it going to make its way back up here? And we could possibly see something like realistically, we need it above this wick right here, so yeah, we need something like this. And I could see it breaking through here, coming back down to this area, even farther than that, because we got a lot of IMGs to fill on the downside right here. But let's just call it right here to this area right here, 27%. We have this ILC that had a lot of respect being shown, so it could be shown again, push back up. Oh, shit, price is still flying. Jesus. The real trade was up here, man. Shit. You know what's funny? Now that I see it coming down the way it's coming down, there's this thing that I learned, right? The market structure of what price does, and one of the cleanest things price can do. So what we have here is we have consolidation, expansion, reversal, RTO, continuation to the downside. So it's starting to look a little bit more clear to me. And obviously you don't know it when it's up here because it can still push up. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. And yeah, you know, so that's something that's even more of a glaring, okay, I like what price is doing to the upside right here. And then come down. So, I'm sorry, I like what price is doing. Consolidation, expansion, reversal, RTO, continuation to downside. I like that. Like what it's showing us. So yeah, I'd definitely be looking for this trade. It still could come and break all this shit, come down like this, And I like to trade even more, you know. So let's see. This is where patience kind of kicks in. Something I'm lacking and working on, but fuck it. Johnny or Bimbo, which one of you guys, did any of you guys catch the trade here? The sell-off that we had, and did you guys keep it in? Let me know. It's just still going down. Could see it break all of this. Break this low right here, and then make its way back up for the retracement. We'll see though. Liking the trade setup even more though, if I'm just being honest. 61% retracement, or close to it. And yeah, let's see if it comes back to us. So again, this is the setup I'm looking for right here. I'm going to delete this. Wasn't respected. I guess it was somewhat respected, but I think these levels are a little bit stronger to keep. This one can be deleted. That one can be deleted. And now we have it here. So this might not come back up right now. It might take some time, so we'll see at that point. But yeah, this is the trade setup that I'm looking for. Okay, perfect. Good shit, Johnny. Caught about 46 pips. Yeah, but caught about the same. Yeah. Did you see anything to hold the trade? It was a good sell-off call, but you know the execution wasn't great for me. Should have held this shit all the way through. I was thinking about it, but I don't want to be greedy and start losing money again. Part of the nature of the beast of the market. Did you see anything else that made you want to keep it, or did you see what I seen? Let me know. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to try and make its move back up. Okay. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way, but yeah, we don't. That's not a great thing to do. Even though I've succeeded at it in the past, you know, putting in a buy and a sell and all that. It's not a lot of these $1 million traders don't recommend that, especially when you're a $1 million trader and you know the risk is thousands and thousands of dollars. So even for us, you know, right now price is what it is. Our profits aren't big right now, like huge, but still a risk. And you could see, like, I even felt like putting in a buy right now. Right now at the support level, thinking, okay, it could probably, we don't even have to wait for our trade, but we do, because that's what can happen right there. And you know, we just got to go ahead and wait and see at this point if price does retrace, because I love this area right here to sell, not this area to sell off from. So let me show you why. So we could do it like this. We could do the full IOC. It's a little too dark. Something like that. That's the full IOC. But I wouldn't take the trade until it got up right about here. Make that, oh yeah, keep that red. like I said, somewhere right about here. And then we keep it above the wick, we'll be okay. And honestly, it's not even green anymore. This is a 62%, so we could go ahead and change this thing, right? Go ahead and make this gold, and I like it, right? 62% retracement. Hopefully it can push up right here, because if it keeps coming down, the EMAs keep coming down, right? So, and that's the 3 minute. So the 5 minute is already down here probably. Oh, yeah, right here, perfect. So let's see. Good thing we didn't buy though, because and that's why we wait. That's why I'm starting to wait, especially when you see the momentum being strong to the downside. You want to wait for the candles to kind of slow up, because if you don't, that shit can happen to you. Truthfully, I think it might take some time for us though to go ahead and see this retracement. I think price might even be trying to break this low right here on this side. Might be trying to break that. If we have that, that'll definitely be a 62% retracement, right? Break the low and then shoot back up. So we'll see. I could see it coming to this level though, and getting to our area of interest to sell off, and we'll be good. Let's check the 30 minute real quick. See, it broke through the 30 minutes so far. Yeah, you know, maybe on higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I mean, fuck, maybe it's possible, but I don't think so. Because we've got break of structures on the 15 minute right here. So I believe in what I see right here. Truthfully, I do. I do. I believe in what I see right here. So let's wait and see. Johnny, I know you're about to be at... Okay. Yeah, just be careful on that. You know what I mean? Because the buys, we got to make sure that we can see the momentum coming down. Another thing that we had to look at too, and I was just thinking about this. Another reason why we should have held that trade is this is a weekly, not a hourly or 4 hour or a daily. This is a weekly support to resistance area. We see what price did. That's why we should have held this trade longer to fruition. That's why I should have risked more. I should have definitely risked more on this trade because this was a weekly support to resistance. So that being said, we live and we learn from it. Like I said, we're all new to this shit. These guys who are multimillionaires making thousands of dollars a day trading, even the guys making a couple $100 a day trading, they've been doing this shit for years, half a decade type shit. So this is all shit that we just got to see. Keep showing up daily, and we'll start learning this shit. You know what I mean? So as long as your losses outweigh your wins outweigh your losses, it's always good, man. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it right here. I think we could still see a lot of time before price starts to push back up. But go ahead and set an alert, even if you don't put the trade in. Set an alert, see what price does here, so you could kind of look at it, or go ahead and check it back out in a few hours, and you could see if it did it or not. And we'll see if price actually came back up. I don't recommend you doing this shit at school, but yeah, we could see if price actually came back up here and fell. If I'm not at my computer, I probably won't take the trade, but we'll see. If my alert gets set off before then I'll be ready to go. But yeah, good shit today, man. Like I said, the only thing to learn from today, I guess in your opinion, is to just watch the momentum that's being held right here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of push down. All of this was a lot of push down and all that. So, at this point, we just got to wait and see and be more patient. I got to work on that too, and we'll get there. Shit's still coming down. It's going to come down more. So, yeah, until next time, my guy, have a good one.